Dopamine isn't just about pleasure, it's about pursuit. It drives our behaviors by rewarding anticipation rather than actual enjoyment. This is why scrolling social media, binge-watching, gaming, and even obsessive checking of notifications feel irresistible. The loop isn't about happiness, it's about craving. And the more we chase it, the harder it becomes to escape. The cycle begins, anticipation over pleasure. The loop starts with anticipation, not the reward itself. Imagine you hear a notification buzz, you haven't even seen the message yet, but you feel an urge to check. That's dopamine firing, reinforcing the behavior before the reward arrives. Social media thrives on this. Each time you check, you might see a like, a comment, or a new post. But sometimes, there's nothing exciting. This unpredictability fuels addiction. The uncertainty keeps you hooked, just like a slot machine. The impact of variable rewards. When a behavior delivers inconsistent rewards, dopamine kicks into overdrive. Gambling is the classic example, but social media, online shopping, and even video games use the same trick, scrolling endlessly, hoping for interesting content. Checking for likes, never knowing when engagement spikes. Refreshing feeds, chasing novelty even if most posts are forgettable. Each time you get a small dopamine hit, the brain reinforces the habit, pushing you to repeat it, even when the actual reward weakens. Dopamine tolerance. Why content feels less exciting over time. The more we engage in dopamine-driven behaviors, the higher the threshold becomes. Content that once entertained now feels dull. That's why people seek faster-paced videos, more dramatic headlines, bigger emotional reactions. It's why social media trends get increasingly extreme, and why binge-watchers need shows that are more thrilling, more shocking to keep them engaged. This is dopamine tolerance, where mild stimulation no longer satisfies, pushing us toward higher doses of engagement. It's the same principle behind addiction. The hidden trap, dopamine without fulfillment. Here's the real danger. Dopamine fuels desire but not happiness. The loop keeps us chasing, but doesn't give lasting satisfaction. That's why excessive gaming, binge scrolling, or even impulse shopping leaves people feeling empty afterward. The activity itself wasn't deeply enjoyable, it was just a dopamine cycle. Unlike serotonin, which fosters contentment, dopamine keeps pushing for more, making it nearly impossible to feel done. Escaping the loop, rewiring dopamine dependency. Breaking free requires rewiring how dopamine is triggered. Here's how. 1. Reduce variable rewards. Avoid environments that fuel unpredictability, limit notifications, set scrolling time boundaries, and cut off compulsive checking. 2. Engage in slow-burn activities. Dopamine thrives on novelty and speed. Counter it with low dopamine activities, reading, deep conversations, nature walks, things that don't deliver instant gratification. 3. Shift from passive consumption to creation. Passive scrolling feeds the dopamine loop. Instead, create, write, draw, build. Engagement where progress is tangible leads to longer-lasting fulfillment. 4. Interrupt automatic behaviors. Add friction between compulsions. Put your phone in another room, turn off autoplay, disable recommendations, anything that forces intentional choices. 5. Cultivate delayed gratification. The antidote to dopamine addiction is patience. Activities like learning a skill, fitness, or deep work engage different brain pathways, creating meaningful satisfaction instead of compulsive chasing. Final thoughts. Using dopamine wisely. Dopamine isn't bad, it's a tool. But without awareness, it drives compulsions rather than fulfillment. Understanding the loop gives us control, transforming dopamine from a distraction into motivation for purposeful action.